and welcome back to Cliffieland. I'm Cliff and I taught myself to cook by cooking the food of every country in the world. We have just finished year 1 of the second go-round on this, which is the Global Cooking Adventure, and we thought we'd take a moment to stop and look at what was the best of the previous year. As I've said in my introductory video, I didn't know how to cook when I started this whole thing, and the second go-round has been the second try at some of these dishes. Curious thing is, some of the ones that came out really badly before came out really well this time, and some of the ones that came out really well last time were sort of okay this time. We've done 49 countries so far, and on the side we've been doing the US states and territories. So the question I always get is, what is your favorite dish? I couldn't tell you. We've had so many. My heart will always be with the first dish I did, which was from Afghanistan. The first video is pretty crude, but it's a very delightful lamb and spinach stew, which really does warm the heart. Another of my most popular videos has been from Antigua and Barbuda. For there we did saltfish and ducana, and I am sure I'm still mispronouncing that last one. But that night also featured one of the best appetizers we've done on the entire challenge, which is a black bean cake. Check that one out. Another highlight was Azerbaijan. We made Nazeri Plav for that one, which is a layered rice dish with fruits and nuts in it. And it is so good, I made it multiple times within the past 4 years and a couple times in the past 1 year. Everyone loves it. It's the hit of every party. Try it for yourself. Hint, go find barberries. Since we're limited to the alphabet, curiously, a whole lot of African nations, and specifically West African nations, are bunched into this first part of the alphabet. There are actually 54 African countries in the world, more than any other continent. We've had a lot of huge hits with it, including some really pleasant surprises. For instance, the first time around, Benin was the biggest disaster I had of the entire Global Cooking Challenge. Basically, I didn't know how to handle yams. But this last time, it was one of the best and most delicious dishes. Another really popular African dinner we did was from Burundi. There are lots of hearty stews that we've done from Africa with interesting grains, particularly millet and sorghum. If you can find the African products you need for the dish from Cameroon, that being dried fish and dried crayfish, you're in for a real treat, but they are hard to find. Angola brought us a delightful chicken dish. As from North Africa, Algeria gave us a wonderful lamb dish, which is usually eaten to break the fast at Ramadan. And the one nobody really noticed was Little Djibouti. A little Djibouti? Yes, the Little Djibouti. That one featured a flatbread with a lamb stew on top, the flatbread being something like a pancake, and it was really a delight. Not enough people have watched that video. It's really tasty. You should try it for yourself. But what about Europe? There are a couple surprises in Europe. We changed up the dish we did for Andorra this time, and that stew was nice and hearty, although it did start the parade of stews. We try to do less stews as we go further on in the challenge. Croatia gave us one of our best nights with the Dalmatian pot roast, which was Denmark was full of fattening dairy products, but certainly very delicious. And considering Albania was the second dish we'd ever done, it was the first one where we had a serious case of redemption, with a chicken and yogurt sauce, which was unusual, but really great. But speaking of redemption, Latin America. Being Puerto Rican myself, it really broke my heart last time that with all these Latin American countries in the beginning, I screwed up so many of them. So I made an extra effort to get them right this last time. And thankfully I did. The empanadas we did for Chile and Argentina were phenomenal. The feijoada, I hope I'm getting that right, from Brazil was a delight, much better than last time. Bolivia gave us a pile of meat that actually tasted really great. The banda paisana from Colombia was really great, and I executed it better than the time I did before. And Costa Rica again gave us those delightful flavors of salsa lisano along with the gallo pinto, which I did really well this time. North America, at least in terms of the alphabet here, is pretty much Canada and the Caribbean. For Canada, we had a great poutine, though I really do need to perfect my French fries routine. And the Caribbean gave us those great dishes from Antigua and Barbuda, a terrific fried fish from Barbados, and really nice conch fritters from the Bahamas, though I'm still having problems when I have to deep fry anything. Still need to learn. Oh, and I can't forget last week's great chicken from Dominica. Mango sweetness galore. As for Oceania, we simply had Australia, and while they were actually tasted good, that happened to be a really bad night over here, and I still don't really know how to work with phyllo dough, so that really wasn't the best looking dinner of the bunch. There weren't a whole lot of Asian countries in this first part of the alphabet. Brunei came out quite nicely. Oh, and as for the Middle East, let's not forget Bahrain. There was a great dish for you. A lot of work, but really worth it. But it was really good to get back into it alphabetically and cook the food of Cambodia. That involved making a tray out of banana leaves with a terrific dish inside. As for the US, that one's been a little trickier. I really kind of screwed up on a few things and they're all kind of lunch items. It's really hard to get some regional things here in Florida when it's maybe Alaskan salmon. Some didn't make a really huge impression. I'm sorry, Delaware. And some did. The half smokes from the District of Columbia really took me back to when I used to live there. Even though they weren't technically half smokes when you get to the details of the sausage itself. But by far, the superstar of all of them was the white clam pizza from Connecticut. Very few people have watched that video, but it is really one of the best dishes I've done overall. The better half is begging for me to do that one again. Well, that's all the time we have for our little wrap up here, but tune in next week when we get back into the international challenge when we cook the food of the Dominican Republic. And remember, if you'd like to see our international streams live when they happen every Tuesday night, be sure to follow us on Periscope or Busker. Like and subscribe to be advised when these videos are posted every Wednesday night. If you have any thoughtful feelings or helpful suggestions about the food of any of our countries, be sure to sound off in the comments. Remember, links to the original recipes can be found in the About section, and tune in next time for more. Thanks for watching and happy eating!